Hello and welcome back to another episode of Stu's Reviews. Now you all know how I felt about the Lenovo Watch 9. So overall, what do I think of the Lenovo Watch 9? Well, it's currently over there on the floor and it will be going in the bin soon. Overall, it was utter, but today we've got the Lenovo Watch 10 to take a look at. Oh, the joy. I'm not going to lie to you, I really don't have high hopes for this smartwatch given my experience with its predecessor. But let's take a look at it as if I didn't have any experience of Lenovo watches already. With fresh eyes, it looks quite attractive and extra smart. Behind its analog face is a digital display that shows information and notifications, not too dissimilar to a standard budget fitness tracker. On the back there's a magnetic charging port and a heart rate sensor. The back looks quite nice, with a brushed metal finish which touts an unusual 8 ATM waterproof rating. It's not a super large device, being only as thick as an iPhone, so will suit people with medium to large wrists. This model comes in a number of different colours and straps, but this is the most popular, a black stainless steel face with a black Milanese style strap. So with that, let's take a look at the watch itself. First of all, I want to run through the style because immediately the style is what I think a little bit better than the Lenovo Watch 9. There's less sharp bits, although the side little edges here are a little bit unfinished as such. But overall the design seems to be a little bit better. It's a bit weightier, it's a bit chunkier. I quite like it. It's a bit more my style. Although saying that, the actual watch hands are a bit childish, so they're not the best, but overall it's quite good. And I like the display hidden in the back as well, because it marries analog and digital technology together very well. So let's just take a quick closer look at that. Overall, it's quite a nice display. This button here cycles through the options, and it looks like it's part of this here, but it's not, which I'll get into in a few moments. But overall, it's quite a nice display, and underneath this analog style as well, so it really does look like a hybrid smartwatch. Now, one thing I would say about this display, though, is that it is very small. Now, on the advertising material, it makes it look like it's the whole back of the watch face that is the display, but it's not, unfortunately. It's a tiny little box in the bottom, and I'll try and show you that now. Now, I don't know if you can see it very well, but you can almost see, let's just clean that there, underneath it's a slight different colour. Let's get my phone, let's see if we can light it up. Okay, can I catch the light there? Actually, it's not that bad. You can see it in certain lights, although actually, saying that now, it does look like they've done a relatively good job of masking that it is a small display. So it is a little bit difficult to see that, but it is there. It's a small little box and in certain light you can see it. So it really isn't the whole display, which is unfortunate because they missed a trick there. It could have been really quite cool. But is it actually quite cool? Well, I think we should probably talk about the functionality. Now, unfortunately, the Lenovo Watch 10 runs the exact same app as the Lenovo Watch 9. And if you've seen my review of that, you'll know how horribly miserable the whole experience of using the app is. If you haven't seen that review, let's just take a very quick look. So I have here the app. Now, the first thing I'd say is this watch comes to about £50 to £70. If you pay £50 to £70 for it, you don't expect to have advertisements thrown at you every 4 minutes. Well, the landing page of the app, you've got 2 great big adverts to buy more Lenovo watches. First of all, you've got an advert for a Lenovo Watch S, and second of all, I've got a review of the Lenovo Watch 10, which is what I'm wearing on my wrist anyway. So why are they advertising to buy one of these in the app when I've already bought one and I'm using it? as I said in my last review of the Lenovo Watch 9, that is just ridiculous. It's unethical, it's horrible. Why would you do that, Lenovo? And if you're watching this, remove the ads immediately, because it's absolutely stupid that you've got them in that app. People have paid to use your products, they don't want adverts in the usage of that, do they? I mean, really, do they? Anyway, as I said last time, the functionality is pretty basic, but the Chinese translation of things is absolutely terrible. I mean, the mood prediction last time was pretty bad. What is it this time? Oh, is that different? Oh, this time it's suggesting that happiness is not in the phone screen, nor on the couch. It's in the blue sky, in the shade of a tree, in the forward steps. Well, I can tell you where happiness is not, and it's not in the Lenovo Watch 10. So that's in the app. Now, what about the actual functionality? Did it connect better to my device? Unfortunately, no, it didn't. And there's a couple of reasons why it did an extremely poor job of staying connected. First of all, it actually connected fine. It stayed connected. The Bluetooth connection works. Has it sent me a notification after the first 5 or 6? No, it hasn't. It's just stopped sending me notifications full stop. Has the time stayed in sync? Well, has the digital time stayed in sync? Is it? What time does it say it is? It says it's currently 12:45. It is indeed 12:45, so the digital time is correct. But if you look on the watch is currently saying it's 20 to 6 on the analog time, which is not right at all. So after about 5 days, the analog time started to become unsynced and stopped working and decided to stop moving at random points. Why? I don't know. Is it a hardware fault? I don't know. Most likely it's a software thing, because as the phone becomes disconnected, it decides to stop working entirely. I don't know. But overall, the functionality could be there because it looks quite nice and it has some huge potential, but it just does not work. Exactly the same as the Lenovo Watch 9. Now, before any of you start pointing your fingers and going, "No, actually, he doesn't know how to use smartwatches. He can't use smartwatches properly," you're wrong, because I've tried literally hundreds and hundreds of smartwatches. Some of them miserable and some of them not. This one is a bit disappointing, I will say that. Now, going back to the price of this watch, as I said earlier, it's about 50 quid, 50 to 70 pounds. And I will leave a link in the description below so you can check it out and laugh at it yourself. But that's a lot of money for something that just doesn't work and doesn't seem to have the support from the Lenovo team that you'd expect. I mean, if you're spending that much money, you really would expect something that works. With the Lenovo Watch 9, that was only about 16 quid. So as someone pointed out last time in the comments, actually it looks like an okay watch, and 16 quid's not too bad if the smart functionality doesn't work. But for 50 or 60 quid, I'd expect it to work, all of whatever I'm paying for. So the fact it doesn't is a bit disappointing. No, it's a lot disappointing, and actually I don't think this should be on sale at all. And if you trawl through the internet, you'll probably find quite a few people with very similar issues that I had. Disconnecting, not working, time not syncing, all these sorts of problems. I mean, I'm sure you'll probably find someone out there who's going, "Oh, this is the best smartwatch in the entire world." Well, I can tell you now they're wrong. They're absolutely wrong. This is not the best smartwatch in the world. And overall, if you're looking for a hybrid smartwatch, I'm afraid I just cannot recommend the Lenovo Watch 10. But instead, if you are looking for a hybrid smartwatch, I would potentially go towards the Xiaomi SYB01, because at the moment that's been the most positive hybrid smartwatch that I've tried. It's small, it's sophisticated, it looks nice, it's got a battery life that lasts forever, and generally speaking it functions okay. Sure, it's not got a lot of functionality, it can only do your steps and tell you the time, but it's a good place to start, and actually it worked, and I didn't have a single problem of my entire test, whereas this and the Lenovo Watch 9, I have been plagued with issues. Again, is this a permanent thing? I don't know. Lenovo could update their app and things could change, and if they do, I will be the first to be on here telling you to buy one. But until that day, as I said, I don't recommend them. And that concludes today's review. Guys, if you liked today's video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you back for another episode of Stu's Reviews soon. Before you go, consider supporting me on my Patreon page by clicking here. It'll give you some great discounts on stuff I've reviewed and helps me to continue doing reviews. If you want to see some fun stuff, click here to see the highlights of Stu's Reviews. And, as a friendly reminder, click this button to subscribe.